Hello everyone and welcome back to another video in our UK wild camping series. This time we head north over the bank holiday weekend towards the Ardnamurchan Peninsula on the west coast of Scotland. So after a long drive, the mission was to quickly find somewhere to sleep, and this Forestry Commission woodland overlooking Loch Sunart was perfect. After a good night's rest, we continued towards the Singing Sands, where we intended to set up camp for a couple of nights. So we're just on our way towards the Singing Sands now. I think the track's about 3 miles long, and unbelievably for Scotland at this time of the year, it's about 20 odd degrees. It's really warm, so we're having a bit of a struggle, but we're carrying a fair bit of weight because we're going to be camping out here for 2 nights. So we've got 2 nights worth of supplies with us, and it's a sea loch, or it's on the coast, so we're not sure whether or not we'll be able to have access to drinking water, so we've had to bring along a fair few litres with us. So I'm feeling the strain. So we've had a bit of lunch, a cup of coffee, done a bit of washing up. We're just going to relax for a few hours until everyone disappears from the beach. And I think we're probably going to wander over there into them woods and find a camp spot. Until then, I'm going to put my hammock up here with this lovely view and just get an afternoon nap. It's about 4 o'clock now. It's a Good Friday, so there's been plenty of people coming down to the beach, but everyone seems to be heading back now, so pretty sure we'll get the place to ourselves before much longer. We were over that side of the beach just chilling out, getting a bit of a rest after the hike in, which was pretty strenuous with all the gear we're carrying, but we've moved into the forest a bit now. Got a lovely sea view there, so we're going to string the hammocks up here and then gather some wood. And I've got the Firebox stove with me, so I'm going to try some grilled lamb on a Coffey Spit, which is a new spit that I've bought recently. It's designed by a YouTuber called Shane Coffey, I think. His channel's Coffey Outdoors, and he designed this little spit, which is I mean, you can use it on a campfire, but a lot of people use it with a Firebox stove, so I'll give you a look at that when I get it going. Just going to gather some loads of pine cones around here. And then I think the plan is, once I've eaten, I'm going to head down there and see if I can catch some mackerel. So this is the Coffey Spit. Comes in a nice little bag like that. It's just 3 parts. Dead simple. These 2 go into the ground. Put your meat on there and rest it across. Now this one here, if you can see, that just has a hole in there, so that just goes in there and keeps it in place. And the other one has a little kind of, if you can see that, U in it, and the end of the spit, you can see there, is square, so that fits in that. that U like that. So when you want to turn the meat, you just lift it out, turn it round, and it pops it back in there, and it stays in place. I mean, if you've used spits before on those cheap circular ones, you'll notice that if your meat's like top heavy, it just spins around. So this solves the problem there, it just keeps it in place. So not a bad little bit of kit. Paid 30 quid for it, which I suppose is a little expensive for what it is, but I mean, I couldn't make one of these myself, and I haven't seen anything available online that packs down to, you know, to such a small weight. Small size, sorry, and it's relatively light as well. So I'm just eager to give it a go. So I'm going to get the Firebox stove on now and start chopping my lamb steaks up. So this is how I've got it set up. I've got the Firebox in there and the spit just behind. So the idea is the heat from the Firebox is going to radiate out and slow cook the lamb, and it'll leave me a space on top of the Firebox to get my pan of rice on. So I'm going to get the fire going and see how it works out. Yeah, it seems to be working quite nicely. I think the trick is you've got to keep the fire going. I know normally if you're cooking over wood, you wait for it to kind of burn down, but I think using this method, just having it on the side, you can just use all these dry sticks that are lying around, and the meat seems to be cooking beautifully. So I've just got the hammock set up. We're probably going to put a tarp up tonight, I reckon, because it's starting to get a bit grey, and we are in the west coast of Scotland, so rain could happen at any time. But we're just hanging them, got a 3-tree system going on here. That's the main tree, hanging them either side. So we'll probably just put one of the 3-metre tarps over those two ridge lines, I think, and that'll give us a bit of protection just in case it rains. But I think now we're just going to tidy up camp a little bit. The tide's come in, and I'm going to see if I can hook a mackerel or two. The following morning was spent drinking coffee and filtering and boiling some more water supplies before heading off to explore the beach. The beach was used as a training ground for commandos during the Second World War, and as a result there is a risk of live munitions in the area. As we reached the top end of the bay, we discovered what looked like an old mine. It definitely wasn't live though. So we're just at the top of the bay now and not really sure what this is. Don't know if it's a mine or something. Certainly looks like it. Well, it's early afternoon. We think we might get a fire on the go at night because the temperature's dropped quite a bit. I mean, yesterday it was lovely, it was like 20 degrees. There was plenty of people coming down to the beach, but today it feels probably about 10 degrees I think. And there's a few people came on the beach this morning, but we haven't seen anyone for ages, so I doubt we'll get many people walking this afternoon or even wild camping. So what we're going to do, we're thinking about using this fireplace here, but seems to be loads of litter in it, plastic and whatnot, so probably going to make a smaller fire pit next to camp. Just having a bit of an afternoon snack here. Carrot and coriander soup. This is like, what is it? Just Heinz from a carton, is it?
No, I think it was.
That was Heinz, wasn't it?
I think it was Heinz.
I've got no idea, but it's nice.
I thought it was Sainsbury's.
I bought it at Sainsbury's, but anyway, it's this lovely spicy carrot and coriander soup. But we were just saying it would make a really good hack for like a chicken curry. I mean, you can bring in a jar of sauce. I went backpacking a few weeks ago and I took a jar of sauce, and it's really heavy. You've got to take the jar out with you as well. But these come in cartons. Fry a bit of chicken up maybe, bit of onion, pour in one of these soups. That's instant curry in my book. It's got a nice spice to it as well, just a little bit of a kick. What is it, Tris?
Heinz soup of the day.
I told you. I knew it was Heinz. So we've got a little bit of a fire pit knocked up there. There was one here originally, but it was overgrown, so I just cleared out all the turf from on top, which I can put back when we're done with the fire. But there's a bit of a breeze coming in there off the sea, so we've built a little shelter there, a little windbreak. That'll help a bit. And I've got a seat there and this useful little log that I've been using for all sorts of stuff. You chop wood on that and it makes a great little seat. But a lot of the pine round here just seems to be damp and fairly rotten. So I think this fire will probably smoke quite a bit. So we'll probably wait till later on, till everyone's out of the way, and then we'll get it lit, keep warm. Well, we've got the fire going, so it's time to get dinner on. And tonight's delicacy is Princess corned beef and tinned spuds. Marvellous. Food of champions. To go with that, we have got something slightly healthier. Fine beans and a bit of broccoli. A bit of boiled veg. 3 onions, that'll go in as well. And then we've only got breakfast, and then we're totally out of food. Got 6 eggs and 2 tins of beans. That'll do us for the morning. I might get up early, see if I can catch another fish or 2. We'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna get this on. I'm starving. Morning guys, that was another nice night in the hammock. It rained during the night, not really heavily, but it pretty much came down non-stop. But due to the way I had the tarp set up, which wasn't really ideal because we've just got the one there covering the 2 hammocks, there's a bit of water gathering. Now you might think that's a bit of an issue, but for me it's perfect because I can just get myself some coffee, some water for the coffee, without having to go down to the stream, which is right over that direction. Well, that's us done for this little wild camp. We've cleaned everything up. It's like we've never been here. I've got a big bag of rubbish, which I'm not really sure where it came from. It's like twice the size of the stuff we brought in. But never mind, so we're going to hike back to the car. It's getting a bit warm, like, so it might be a tough one. And then decide where to spend tonight. So we'll catch you in a bit.
See ya.
So with no particular plans in place, we slowly made our way south and ended up just pulling off the main road south of Glencoe village, where we found a National Trust car park and woodlands with some really great views of the surrounding mountains. It was a fairly busy area, so we waited until it was dark before we set up camp. We passed the time by drinking a few beers. So we noticed a lot of these outdoor bushcrafty folks do like beer reviews. So Trish thought she'd try a hand at it. So what do you think of this Innocent Gun Tropic Like It's Hot passion fruit pale ale, Trish?
It says it's passion fruit, but I can't taste any.
So that's one negative.
It's a bit hoppy.
Tastes a bit hoppy. Is that a negative or a good or a bad thing?
I don't like it tasting hoppy.
Right, so you don't like the taste of it.
No, I was expecting like a passion fruit martini.
Well, I think you've come to the wrong place. Any positives about this beer?
Yeah, it's a good one for you.
It's a good one. Well, if you insist. So what have you got to say about that one?
It's a bit lighter and a bit more drinkable than that.
That's why they call it a session IPA.
Oh right, okay.
So, you know, it's one of them things that you can just
Why
sup
couldn't
all
you
night.
just get an IPA then?
Well, yeah, all right. So, any redeeming qualities about that one? Anything you can mention? Anything you can tell the viewer?
I prefer Guinness.
You prefer Guinness, all right. Well, that's a glowing endorsement for that ale. What else have we got in here?
There's nothing else. Just this one.
Ah, another Roosters. Yeah, I like Roosters. That's all right. Another 24/7. I'll have that. One of the problems with these kind of like craft ales as well is that they're usually like hellish strong. I was in Morrison's. I mean, I know we're in Scotland, so the beer is strong anywhere. But I was actually just having a look for stuff that was under 5%. A lot of them are like 6.5%, which is alright if you just want to drink one, but you know, I've got all night and I like to drink a lot of beer. If I drink a lot of 6.5% bloody lagers, I have to get the air ambulance out here to lift us off the side of this hill. Morning guys, well we've just got up, packed all the gear up and we're going to be heading back down to the car now. I think that's the end of the trip really. It's been cracking, we've had some good weather, plenty of exercise, good foods, great scenery. It's been fantastic. So I'd just like to say thanks for watching and we'll see you again in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.